while arguing, he loses his heart on. So then he's like, "Damn it, I'm not hard anymore. It's okay, honey. Here, take some Viagra." Hey, welcome back to the Shade Cinema Podcast. I'm Chris, and these are my good guests. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Sylvia. I am 24, and I don't like myself.
Gonna cry?
Fucking hell. I'm Aaron. I've been on the show pretty often. And yeah, I miss being here. I feel like it's been a long time since I've been on one of these episodes.
To be honest, your show's been getting more ratings than ever, especially since Autumn.
I'm gonna come.
Wow. I'm the reason the show is popping, by the way.
It's his voice. It's his voice.
Let's move to Nishan. Let's move to Nishan. Go, sorry.
I am Nishan.
Okay. Welcome to the 22nd episode of the Shade Cinema Podcast.
Damn.
And damn. Today we're doing the Truman Show, an amazing movie starring Jim Carrey and a bunch of other people whose name I forget. Before we start, I would obviously have to ask you guys to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.
Ballsy.
And I have a thing from Joe Rogan.
Subscribe to the Shade Cinema Podcast, motherfuckers. Do it now.
He did say that on his show, actually. And yeah, we're gonna start now. So my first question is, why is the Truman Show, like, within the universe of the movie, why is that so popular around the world with people?
Ooh, very good question. I feel like one of the only reasons why is because, especially at the end of the show, the actual narrator, the creator of that specific show, states that there's no fear, there's nothing to be actually afraid of, especially in real life as well. And one of the main reasons why people actually love looking at that show, other than being a 24/7 as well, there's no concept, like, it only revolves around the one guy, and everybody needs to see that one guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's
comforting.
It's not comforting. It's just weird.
They connect with him.
They connect with him somewhat, but not in the end. Like, I feel like in the end, like, he was just trying to escape, and all those people were just very happy for him. But that doesn't mean that he was, like, very comforting.
Wait, you don't think that the people were connected with him by the end of the show?
Oh, 100%, yes. 100%.
Okay,
yeah,
they are.
They are, but I don't think that it was, like, due to the comfort of the series.
Okay.
Fuck.
Well, it is a series. It's like...
Technically, it's a series.
Like, literally, if you wanted to watch the whole thing from beginning to end without stopping, as a new viewer, it would literally take you 30 years.
Well, there's a timer on
at the start. It was 10,909 hours.
9
days.
days,
Sorry,
yeah.
and that's around 30 years.
What was it in the end?
Like
Not much.
10,915 maybe.
Was it?
Yeah, like, there were a bunch of days that passed within the movie. Like, the movie's not within, like, 2-3 days.
Imagine a show that's alive for 30 years. Live, like, there's no stopping, bro.
But maybe that's
Commitment.
Except
another
for that-
factor that makes the people want to watch. You know, it's been going on for 30 years. Everyone
Especially
wants to jump on the
24/7.
bandwagon, you know, and
Especially 24/7 as well. It's actually crazy. So
constant
I
pleasure.
think personally the reason why is because Truman himself is relatable to the people who watch him, right? Because he works, an office job. He's like, it's kind of like why The Office is very popular.
okay.
Because
It's something that people relate to.
Yeah, it's people relate to The Office because of the workers there, and obviously because it's funny, Dwight and everything. But it's also because they're regular human beings. They're not like action hero. He's not an action hero. He's not like supernatural or anything like that. He has limitations placed upon him. He lives, a relatively decent life, and also it helps a lot that he was helped to grow with the audience. Like the audience literally grew up with him,
and the cast.
Okay.
and the cast
And the
literally
cast.
grew up with him.
And the
Well,
creator
most of the
said,
cast.
sorry, like the creator said, Christoph, like, he was real. You know, that's one facet that made people interested in him, because, like you said, he's not a superhero. He's not something like that's exaggerating or like that has a script or cue cards. You know, he's himself, and I think like people met me envy him in a way because like the creator of the show was saying like you live in this perfect world, you know. So maybe a lot of people are like, shit, it would have been nice to be there, but they don't really consider, you know, all the
That's also true
circumstances.
as well. Yeah. Wait, I have a question as well. If I
Go ahead.
could actually ask it, since Truman was, I'm gonna say, born as like an explorer, like he would love to actually go see beyond the world and everything, as we saw at the end of the movie as well. Do you guys think if they actually picked another baby instead of the 5 babies, it would be a completely different outcome?
No,
Like one of the babies
no.
would be like an explorer, the other be no. Go
Like,
ahead, please.
wait, in terms of their personality or in terms of like the viewership and how
No,
people?
I
praise
was
the
saying
show?
like, do you think the show would go on longer?
Because like he won't
Oh,
want to break
in that
out.
sense.
Yes, exactly.
I don't like. I think
Depends,
it's-
I think.
It
really.
would be similar because cast members would still intervene like they did with Truman in a way, because they felt bad, they felt pity for this person
Yeah,
in a cage. So in a way, no matter who it is, I think they would have reacted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Maybe.
it's I think the movie is a direct sort of call to the lives that celebrities are living in like nowadays.
What do you
Like because the way I see it, it's like
What do
you
you
have
mean
all
by
these
that?
people that sort of follow the life of this one person. That's everything scripted, where you don't really have a choice in the matter,
okay,
and they
interesting.
create a perfect world around this person so that people follow. How is that different from celebrities nowadays?
Except that the celebrities get to enjoy the spoils of, you know,
Freedom.
being famous.
Okay, but
And actually go around the
but
world.
they're famous. Why though? Because people allowed them to be, right? People help them with the glory. Obviously, they work their way towards that. But as soon as you reach the status of a celebrity, your the rest of your life basically becomes scripted. You have all these people that want you to do certain things, and a lot of them go through depression because they don't have that free will anymore, right?
Yeah, of course. But
So,
at the
yeah.
same time, like, that's the difference between like celebrities from like here and Truman himself, because Truman was actually born as a celebrity.
different, like, right. It for sure it's like an exaggeration of that, but I think it's still like it's a callback in a certain way, you know. Like
The
I think that's
obsession,
the
you
way I
know?
see it.
Exactly.
Same reason
Okay.
why people give a fuck that Gwyneth Paltrow ate meat for the first time during COVID. It's that,
Ate bread.
you know? Bread, shit, my bad. Even worse. Like, it's like, I don't know if you've seen that. There was a post. There was a
Yeah.
post on social media where it was like, "What was the worst thing that happened to you?" Gwyneth Paltrow ate bread for the first time.
What was the
during
worst thing
COVID.
happened to you?
And then
My
in the
mother
comment
died.
section, my mother died, and I had COVID. Like,
Oh my god.
it's so fucked. But yeah, it's like people like care, like people enjoy watching other people's lives and like how everything else play out because they don't feel as lonely and they feel like they can relate it to a certain degree, and it's comforting, you know, because for them it's like they have a friend through a screen. And what was the movie that wasn't there a movie we were talking about where? No, wait, what am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking of You. In season
You're that
4.
friend. You're the famous friend.
Season 4 of You. Do you remember that girl that thought she was best friends with Phoebe? Was her name? That famous
Yeah,
girl there. Remember?
Yeah.
So it's like that relation that they start developing, right? So that connection, that one-way connection, because they know that
That's what
person so well. They
Yeah,
think.
they literally grew
Oh.
up, but they literally grew up with Truman. They saw every move, every
Right.
step he took throughout his entire life,
Mm.
and yeah, it's the whole reason why he like it's not just that he's living a boring life himself. It's that he's portraying that boring life, and people who watch him find him relatable because of it. It's like they're connected to him in that way, right? So for example, the most successful YouTubers are typically people who have some form of personality and who provide some form of attachment to, or
The
who have some
audience.
form of attachment to the audience, to the point where the audience know it's like as if they're their best friend or something that they can relate to on a deeper
That's
level.
true.
Actually, can I add something that just came to mind? I don't know how I didn't think of this earlier.
No.
The reason, thank you. I think the reason why these people like enjoyed watching him so much, and like thinking back at it, it makes sense. He was living their life through the show. What I mean by that, everybody that you'll notice that they were watching the show was in the movie. We saw like 5 or 6 days worth.
Yes,
Something like
at
that.
Did you
around,
notice
yes.
that the characters that were watching it through the screen haven't moved since? The security guards, the guy in the bath, the bar,
The
like the people
nannies.
working
Yeah.
at the bar, everybody, their life was still. All they were doing was watching the show. Truman was living their lives for them, so that's why
Okay,
they were
so
watching.
he's going on the adventure. They're like,
So he
they're-
was, yeah. So that's why they
Okay.
found it so entertaining because they didn't find, I guess,
life entertaining enough. I'm guessing.
there's that on their end, but it's like I guess they also didn't want to go through that risk, so they were just allowing Truman to live life for them, you know.
Mhm.
So everything that he was discovering, he was going through, they were discovering it with him.
Life was on hold when they watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like that idea of privacy too, because like you brought the idea of celebrities, and what do people want to do with celebrities? They want to get close, they want to get to
That's
know
true.
you, they want to be in your bubble, you know. And like in this case, you're more than in his bubble, you're in his literally in his world.
Yeah.
So I think that in a way can like make
In a way,
them
it's a bubble
feel.
though.
It is a
Yeah.
bubble.
It's
like,
like a
it's
dome.
like a crepe.
you know, and like people
like-
like relate to him because they're close to him and they know everything about him. They know when he itched his ass, or you know.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna add to your topic as well. The amount of people that actually try to go in to the Truman Show and tell Truman that he's actually real. We had the extra that Truman fell in love with, Sylvia.
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah?
talk about Sylvia later.
We'll talk about Sylvia later, but there was like two other like people
the guy with
as
the
well.
parachute.
There was a guy that came out from the
but-
gift and everything.
It reminds me of the
Batista, the guy who interrupted
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Batista. I made it to the Truman Show, mom.
Oh, yeah.
Because Truman is very popular and the show is very popular. Obviously, in the show is like very big on scale in terms of like extras and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and in terms of equipment. At what point do you think that the Truman Show, like, or Truman began to catch on that he's on TV?
Oh, I mean, I think that the answer is a bit obvious. Like at the start of the movie, when
I don't
like, there
think-
was literally a light fixture that fell from the sky.
I
It's
don't.
like,
I don't.
that's a bit sus. Like,
Yeah, it might have been sus, but I don't think it was at that moment personally.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I
what-
think he thought of it as weird, but I didn't think.
yeah, but that's the thing, right? So it's like since that weird moment, like even though he wasn't necessarily consciously thinking about something weird's happening, like that sort of started the whole like domino effect of him trying to figure out like what's actually happening. You know?
No,
Like,
I
what's
think
going on. It's
The
like,
radio.
I
think.
have the exact answer, but like you
The
guys
ra-
go first.
the radio?
Yeah, that's like when he's in his car and like the radio
Mm.
jams, and then it switched to their lines of communication. And
That's when
okay, he's taking a ride, and then he's like, wait a second, I'm doing that too, you know. And then he
on
catches
Lancaster.
on. Yeah, whatever the
Actually, all the streets were named after actors, famous actors.
Oh really?
oh
Fun
no
fact.
way.
Oh yeah, Lancaster. It's true. Lancaster Drive. He was on Lancaster Drive. Completely.
As far as no, I think it goes even. I think that he had the idea that maybe this was all kind of fucked up back when he met Sylvia,
had that
like,
flashback as well with
Sylvia, and he realized that like, oh shit, that like why was she taken away? Where is she going? Like she doesn't know. She's telling him like, oh, everyone, she's live. He's live on TV. Everyone knows who he is, and all that.
But like that's the difference between watching it
But-
like, from the first time and watching it for like
Yeah,
another time as well. Like it's like the first time like you're just gonna see like everything going one by one, but like at the second time that you actually watch the movie, you'll realize on how the characters are acting, especially when he sees Sylvia in the library. And whenever he does see Sylvia in the library, like he's like, oh my god, okay, it's Sylvia. And Sylvia's like, oh, we gotta watch out on who we're speaking with. Like I gotta see like, oh, I can't talk over here. We need to talk at the beach as they went. But
yeah, and also and it's interesting you said the beach because afterwards he escaped via using the beach because that's where they have the least amount of cameras.
well, yeah, because he was like they made him fear of water technically.
Yeah, so they weren't. Well, we'll talk about the fear of water later. But I think when he really started was either when he saw his father get taken away, when he saw his father in the streets, and then he was just taken away, and his mother just kind of gaslit him for the whole thing, or when he saw the whole thing with Sylvia and he was just in denial for an X amount of years.
Yeah. To be honest, I would have said Sylvia whenever like he actually met Sylvia and everything, and especially had that talk.
But you
and-
just said the light.
no, I didn't say the
I
light.
said the light.
Haha.
But you said you had the exact same answer.
No, I have
he
a-
said- he
I
said
know
exact
the
answer.
the
answer.
specific answer.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Nishan, what you said?
The radio.
The
But
radio.
now that I think of it, you have better points. Like the father.
the radio-
I forgot
But the
about
radio is
radio
good
is
as
real-
well. It
that-
makes him realize
that-
Because that's live.
That and
was
also
like-
the elevator.
True. The
elevator
elevator
is
was it
Oh,
before or
shit,
after?
yeah.
Though?
I think it was
That
after.
was
After.
I think
Yeah.
it was after. Yeah.
He was just doing random things, and then they just caught.
True.
They opened the
That's when he-
elevator
yeah.
door, and then it turns out that like the door in the back was open. It was like a studio.
Well,
thing.
that
It was
scene
weird.
itself is the example of when he caught up because he was purposely doing random shit.
And did you also notice some other things about the world? Here's something I
yes,
noticed.
the moon.
The moon was
At the start, before he started realizing anything, and when he was sitting down and he was like looking at the sunset, did you notice that the moon was like next to it, but it was also bright?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Because the moon, it can't be
That's
bright if
true.
it's next to the sun, right? Because it has to be facing it.
That's true.
That I saw that. I'm like, wow.
I also-
he's not catching this.
I
huh?
also
I
noticed
didn't even realize that.
I also noticed that the music that they played in the car was all like classical music because that's all public domain,
Avoid copyright.
so they can avoid copyright.
Copyright.
No way.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, that's smart.
That's a good idea for
That's
the next
actually
movie.
sick.
Let's go.
Put some classical music in the back, like.
You know what's funny for the Ratatouille episode? I got a copyright thing for the song for
The French
Ratatouille,
song?
the French song, but I didn't get a copyright for the classical song that I use at the end, the one that goes. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
yeah,
dun.
yeah.
But
You
that
don't
one
need to
is
do it
public
again.
domain.
But the other one I got a copyright. It doesn't. You don't get a strike or anything for it. It just like
You can't.
They
monetize.
didn't
you
charge
can't
you for
monetize.
monetize,
You can't
yeah.
get monetized.
YouTube.
Oh, for that video.
Fix this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Disney. That's Disney.
Disney. Oh well, I ain't getting monetized anyways. Sponsored by.
We start from now.
Imagine that's the one that blows up. That'd be so gay. So
G Fuel. This is literally G Fuel. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
it's,
You
bro, it's
just-
simply.
Bro, it's Prime. What are you saying?
It's prime.
This is the Prime bottle. We'll just put a sticker.
we can edit it with Photoshop.
It's funny. A movie filled with product placement also never had any actual real world products that we use.
Did you just say product placement? Thank you, guys. Okay. I can't do it. I can't.
Didn't have like any real world products.
What do you mean by
Like-
real world?
Like there's no Coca-Cola. There's
Yeah,
no
Oh,
KFC.
real brands.
There's no real brands. That's
Do you know the reason why? Is because
Copyright.
no, not even copyright. They're a big corporate company, and what do big corporate company do, especially in this situation?
Promote their own.
Exactly. So especially whenever they're
So
going
you're
to
saying
promote
he's,
their own.
so you're saying that Christoph is not owned, but like works for a big
But-
corporate company.
He is
Everything-
the corporate company.
Everything that they actually what's it called? Everything that they do, they sell it on the Truman magazine, whatever
The
fuck it
Truman
was.
website or the
Truman-
catalog. Yeah.
Exactly, the catalog. So
True talk.
whatever they're wearing, whatever they're promoting and everything, they're just selling it. So like it's the best way to make money. Imagine being recorded and being
Like your drip is what everyone buys now.
yeah.
That's actually sick.
I'm
So
so sorry.
go down here for the Shade Cinema merch.
The Shade Cinema. Oh my god, you're already starting a merch.
Why do you think Truman wanted to travel, and why to Fiji specifically?
Well, I mean, he explains
It's-
why.
Yeah, he
it's
did say it.
The most
But
obvious.
why does he want to travel?
Well, because since he was an actual kid, he wanted to be an explorer. And in my opinion, like Sylvia gave him a reason why he should actually go and travel, especially like, well, it wasn't even Sylvia who said she's going to go to Fiji. It was Sylvia's dad that said,
Who mentioned
"Oh
it?
yeah, we're going to Fiji. We're going to leave for Fiji."
Well, that's
And-
when they took her.
Yeah, exactly. So like whenever the dad took her,
No, but he's been mentioning Fiji before that.
no,
Yeah,
no, he
did.
hasn't.
Bro,
No,
I
it's a
watched the
flash-
movie like
But the Sylvia
right
moment
a
is a
flashback.
flashback.
It's a
No, no,
flashback.
dude, listen. Wait, what do you mean? This is
Do you
Sylvia
wanna
is a
bet on this?
flashback. She's never been in,
Give-
like in the movie, like apart from being in her apartment. That's the present. Like what we see when we see her in the Truman Show, it's a flashback.
Yep.
Like that's why he keeps on ripping out the papers to recreate her face. He's never seen her since.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that actually.
Like I just caught
It's
that
okay.
too right now.
It's okay.
It's props to Sevan. It makes sense.
Yeah, but like it's the most obvious answer.
Okay. Well, there's that.
Sorry,
but
I
there's
took
also the
Chris's
fact-
thunder.
Okay, no, wait.
No,
Say
that's
what
not-
you were gonna say. Say what.
No,
you
I was gonna say that the reason why he wants to go to Fiji is because if you look at the scene where him and
golf ball.
he does the
yeah.
golf ball, it's like We're here. Fiji's like here, and the whole point is that he wants to be as far away
far
from
away.
sea agent
100%.
as possible.
100%. He's
Until
never
you start
traveled the
coming
world.
back. Yeah.
Like,
But
It's
like-
the farthest you'll get. Yeah, that's what he said.
But like imagining
But-
not traveling the world for 30 years, like not getting out of your hometown. Like
well, no, he
imagine
got out of his hometown. They said he went to Mount Rushmore, but he fell asleep along the way,
yeah, he was
allegedly. So basically,
they chloroformed the shit out of him.
They rebuilt Mount Rushmore, and then they
It
brought
looks
him there,
smaller.
and then they brought him back.
He's like, wow, Mount Rushmore is like really small. Like, fucking Thailand. That.
story of my life.
What?
It's really
We learned
it's
it.
average,
Oh.
okay? It's average.
This is average, right?
Fuck. Huh? That's fucking huge.
Rip.
Hi, everyone. Have you ever had problems with peeling potatoes? Well, I present to you the Shade Cinema Peeler. This thing is so good and so strong, you will never turn back to any other. Watch this. Hold on. Hold on, give me a second. I promise you, this is like the smoothest thing ever. I'm just having a bit of a hard time. Hold on. Just give me a second, guys. See? Clean. Look at that. Look at that scrape. Beautiful. Shade Skim Cinema Podcast.
Why do you think, Nishan?
What was the question?
Yes.
Fiji.
Hold on.
Oh, Fiji.
Hold on.
He wanted some of
Stupid.
that authentic Fiji water.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like literally from the
Was
sea.
that even
Like
Why does Truman fall in love with Sylvia?
It's the eyes, bro.
the eyes? Exactly.
You gonna cry?
It's the weird cheekbones.
What do you mean by that?
She got that Riz too, man. That's why.
I liked her nose. I liked her nose.
I'm
She
happy
doesn't
for
she
you.
doesn't have a nose like us. Like imagine that camera panning into our noses right
I like
now.
her nose.
Pythagore right now, like over here.
Exactly.
A square plus B square equals C
You're-
square. It's on our nose, bro,
that-
right over here.
And how would you pull Sylvia?
I can't.
Your Riz, your Riz is the strongest.
I don't like Sam.
Oh my god.
You start off with the,
Hello there.
Literally.
and you continue with
I
the,
don't like Sam.
and then you say let's.
Wait, but what was the sorry. Where was the hint that it was a flashback though? Whenever she
He
was,
literally was sitting at the beach, and you literally have the.
Yeah, on the TV. Like you were at the bar, and the
Okay.
TV just pans out to a flashback that his best friend is
It's
on
like
the
the-
trumpet.
I think they were watching a rerun.
I don't know if I missed.
Oh,
Like I
maybe
just
a real
missed.
one.
They were
Crazy.
watching a rerun of one of the older episodes.
Okay.
It must have been like previously on the Truman Show.
Okay. I don't know
30
why I
years
missed
ago.
that. Like I don't know if I
15 years
took a
ago
pause or
on the
something.
Truman Show, he was in high school and he met his fucking
Okay.
wife and shit.
Okay.
Subscribe to the Shade Cinema Podcast.
Yeah. So why do you think he fell in love with Sylvia?
Because she was more original. She was completely different. Like
She was
he
real?
was. She was real, exactly.
Real
gyal.
But did he fall in love with her on the beach, or was it when they
Like it
first
was a
had-
love at first sight.
Yeah, I think that's sort of what they were trying to capture. But like he did, I feel like he fell for her more once he got to know her, her
Personality.
nature, her personality. Like she's very.
She gave him the fuck me eyes.
No,
At the
technically, like
beach.
technically, if you look at it, like he met her like once.
Yeah, he met
It
her.
was like
he met her
half
the
an hour.
first- yeah, like it wasn't that long, but she had like fuck, I'm losing my words. But yeah, she was real. She
No.
wasn't like every other character.
I think
she
she-
wasn't cut and dry.
Well, like if you look at it this way, right?
She was adventurous.
But
She wasn't just
No,
that.
like
Well, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say it's like you know the term like you want what you can't have. She was the one like holding back the most while everyone jumps at Truman. She's the one staying back and letting him come to her.
That's a
in
good
way.
point, actually.
extra.
So, like she's an extra, but like who doesn't really.
She's an
too
extra
much.
that loved Truman like deep down, low key.
You know,
as
they weren't
well.
acting or like going
Mhm.
like paparazzis, you know, around him, like doing their number and then fucking off the next
Well,
day. You
I
know?
also think it's because she's not only is she real, but she's the most genuine person he's ever met.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, yes.
Like everyone there is putting on an act, and like it or not, you can kind of tell a little bit when someone's bullshitting you.
Mhm.
But she's the only one who's been real with him all the time and always, at least to an
100%.
extent.
100%.
You know, like his wife didn't love him because she's literally paid to love him.
Did you guys
the
see
best-
that photo? Yeah, you were
Like
saying about
the photo,
wife as
the
well.
photo, like the photo with his wife, and his wife was like crossed his
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The photo of his wife. Oh yeah.
You know why he
I
didn't
remember.
like his wife?
Go.
Because he couldn't skip ads.
Wait.
He wanted to
It's
skip
like,
it.
wait, what you said the Coco? Who you talking to? Who you talking to?
We talking to?
Wait, but okay, so that's what it was. I thought he was suspicious because I saw a third hand in there.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
what the fuck is
That's
that
how I
hand doing?
started. Like literally today when I watched it, I saw a third hand. I'm like, that doesn't fucking make
Yeah,
sense. There's
I thought that's
nobody
what
else
was-
over there.
The
So I
hand looked
go back
deformed.
and I'm like, oh my god, he's like crossing. She's like crossing the finger and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
dumb.
Because that
That's
makes sense now.
crazy.
Because when he said I'll cross my fingers for you, and then she looked at him suspicious, and then she walked away when she was leaving to go to work.
Yeah.
I mean,
When do you guys think they got married? Since Truman is 30 years old.
so when like 31 years ago.
Damn.
Bruh.
That's some illegal ass shit.
Bro, it was perfect. Technically, if you look at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Technically,
I
if
mean,
you
I'm
look at it,
joking,
yeah.
but it's true.
No. It's
because
kinda
his whole
true,
life
it's
was
kinda facts.
scripted. Like they decided from the get go. I
You
don't know
can't
from.
script everything. I mean,
Yeah, maybe not from like. Listen, at the end of the day, maybe they didn't decide back then that this is the girl that he's gonna marry eventually, but they knew that they were gonna choose the girl that he was going to marry. So he didn't have a choice in the first place.
it reminds me of
That's why they
WWE.
took it.
Like, you know, you got Vince on top telling you doing this, that, and then there's like the workers who trying to rebel at the same time and impact the final product. Like his dad, who was an actor who said, I want to make my comeback to the show, you know?
Exactly.
So they wrote him back into it. And then there's the Sylvia too, like doing with the call. Or what else did she do? She left him the pin or something. She did something else.
No, like she left the scarf and
Yeah, the
everything.
scarf
like
with
the
the pin.
scarf. Yeah, exactly.
But
With
it
the
was like-
how will it end? I think.
yeah, exactly. But there was
So-
something else. Didn't she like call him or something? Or
No.
At the end, when he was escaping, there were like live callers, I think, on the
Yeah.
show.
well,
And then
that's
she
for
calls-
Christoph. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't think Truman heard it though.
No, but like I thought she left something else. Well, whatever. The scarf was her clue. You know, her way of getting through him.
100%. But what's it called? Sorry, my brain just fucked up.
Bruh.
Yeah, no, like literally, bro.
You gotta zoom.
Just gonna start eating.
I think it's time for Chris. It's time for the ads.
No, put it back, put it back. No, you fucking close it. Meh.
Oh. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to hit that.
Yeah, baby.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I can't wait to get spanked by Chris, bro, after this. That's what he does to us, by
Why
the way.
wait for
That's what he
Chris?
does to us. Like, literally, right after the show, we got to bend over right over here. No cameras, of course, because he doesn't want to get caught. And then he needs to spank us.
Wait, he didn't use cameras for you?
Did you get paid?
But that's our payment, bro. The spank.
The
Yeah,
spanking
bro.
is our
He's
payment.
on his only. Bro, you can see all the footage on his OnlyFans account.
That's
bro.
literally you. That's not Mark
Yeah,
from
so-
Home Alone. That's you.
So
screaming.
follow me on OnlyFans, Shades in a Podcast.
I got a question for you.
Oh shit!
What are those?
He's got the notes ready, bro.
Is Christoph a fascist?
Oh, we'll get there.
And did Germany win the World War? That's the bigger question
I doubt it.
Fucking.
Because
Did
they would not.
Germany win the war?
in that universe.
Oh, in that universe.
What kind of question is that?
No,
a
because of
multiverse.
why
Ads.
Right, but why? What?
What ads? You didn't see the ads?
Actually,
like when they pushed him into the posters. The first one is the chicken with the Kaiser,
Yeah.
It's written Kaizen Chicker. And then the second time,
Chicker, Kaizen Chicker.
chicken. But it's
Kaizen
the
Chicker.
duo, the two guys, the doppelgangers.
Yeah,
that kept
yeah,
them.
yeah.
And the second time it was fine colonial homes, like the ad. So it's like
Okay.
all of that like white superiority shit, you know?
Holy shit.
I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but I don't know. I read
Interesting.
something.
Colonial. The Germans weren't the only ones who had
Yeah,
colonies.
but
No,
that's the
I know,
thing,
but like
like-
it's just like
But
who names a house for sale white, like what is it? Fine colonial homes.
no, but I don't think it's because the Germans won the war. I think maybe it's a nod to him being like a fascist, you know, or like
or just
I don't think he's a fascist, bro.
I think it's just ads. To be
Like,
honest.
not an actual
talk about.
fascist,
We'll
but
talk
sort of-
about. We'll talk. Okay, this is not secret
Him
Hitler. There's
taking
no
the role
fascist
of-
and liberal policies here. Okay.
no, but him
Also-
taking the role of a fascist.
Kaiser
he's in.
chicken, bro.
He's in L.A. There's no fascists in L.A.
No,
Al-
but
Also, the homes and everything that you were saying, we don't see any of those homes. Like the ad
Like
of
the
the whole,
colonial home.
like the
The
colonial
ads,
home
bro.
and everything.
Guys, all the houses are the colonial homes. The ads
Oh.
from the fucking thing. Everything they said. Everything is for sale, including the houses.
Oh, including the houses.
Not
So
like
there they sell colonial homes like communist
Yeah.
country, you know? There, you got your tiny little
communist.
spit
What?
of whatever. Communist the merciful.
Okay.
Truman Show.
Oh
Is it
my
actually
God.
fascist or not? That's gonna be the fucking title.
how is this getting?
Truman Show. Fascist. Brewskis.
Oh my god. Or is beer fascism? What?
Okay.
It's
Anyways,
colonialism, bro.
what does the show use to keep Truman in Sea Haven?
Guilt.
Water, fear.
Guilt.
No, literally though, because
Water,
the town is
earth, fire, and air.
well, the
rock.
town, the town is surrounded by water, right? So they basically gave him a fear of water ever since they.
It's not surrounded
killed
by
all
water,
this-
but it's like
It is
no, it's not. It's a
because
part.
there's a river that
half-
that runs around it as well from the back. There's you have like the,
roads
ocean. And then there's like a river that comes around it, so you're trapped in this little town, so that way he never escapes from it.
Yes, but at the same time, like
And they were
He
testing him
went-
too. When they asked him to go to take the ferry, the
ferry.
ferry,
Yeah,
Very-
the ferry.
the
the
Ferris
ferry?
wheel.
I was gonna say Ferris wheel. The ferry to go to like a client. I don't know what it was for exactly. Like he couldn't even step on. Like he couldn't even cross because he saw the boat that was underwater and he's like, "Fuck this, I'm leaving."
It was all
So it was all testing, right? Just to see if the fear was still engraved in him. So they infused him with that. That way he never has the urge to leave his hometown. And even if he wants to explore, he's only gonna explore like minor things within his own hometown.
Well, they keep
Yeah.
on like making him scared shitless out of flying. You know, with the ad. It-
With the ad,
I
over
love
lightning.
that. Oh my
the
god.
boat, the sunken
This
boat on
could
the-
be
on the
you.
dock.
Yeah.
That was like it was
Exactly.
all planned just
Yeah,
to
for
like,
sure.
to play with them, and it's like, it's another question I want to bring later on. But go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. So I think they use. Well, obviously they use fear.
Mhm.
They make him afraid of going to the water. They make him afraid of leaving. Like you said, like before, you said like the whole thing is like the exits are surrounded via rivers.
But of course,
And
you
then
can
he
always
can't-
take
he
a
can't-
plane as well.
He can't drive, but there's no planes in the dome. Obviously,
The only way out is by boat. You know, the biggest of the fear.
Boat, bus, by his car. He tried leaving with his car. He couldn't. There's a lot of concepts. Like that's why I was saying like it's not only fear, but of course, other than the excuses that everybody was giving, like let's say like the bus driver that couldn't actually drive a bus or even a boat,
the nuclear meltdown, and shit.
nuclear
the
meltdown.
fire, this forest fires. And
But
stuff.
other than that as well, like there was guilt in my opinion, especially
Such as-
like from his mother. Like his mother was saying, "Oh yeah, like I understand. I don't blame you that your dad passed away and shit.
Like it was foolish of you guys to go out on that night.
Exactly.
Well, that's the other thing. The memories, they kept on like putting the photo albums. Oh, I remember this time we were together, and like putting it in his face. Look, you know, you remember that moment, and they keep on feeding him memories, and the bad ones do.
So
play
like
their
so
role.
they're feeding him good memories of what happened in Sea Haven. Everything like they like for example they even use
They even
I
used a
think his
baby.
friend Marlon, his name was Marlon. They gave him a newspaper, and the newspaper said that like Sea Haven was like the best place in the world to live.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's true.
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
true. Yeah,
Rated,
at the
like,
start of
number
the
one.
movie.
Where else would you like to be? You know?
Yeah, and then when Marlon was asked like about Fiji, and he's like, Fiji? What's Fiji? He's an actor. Obviously, he knows where the fuck Fiji is, but he like they never bothered telling him, and they even went as far as like saying trying to use sympathy points, and like for example, when Marlon was there talking with him about it, it's like, oh, well, if you think everyone's in on it, that means that I would have to be on it, and I would never lie to you. But the reality is, like, obviously, he would lie.
Of course, because he's an actor.
He's an
as
actor
well.
and shit. And they even went as far as like bringing the dead back with putting his father.
God. No, but that
was because of like obviously a forced maneuver, but like they
Yes.
could have just like left it as is, but they did
For
that
ratings.
with they did that not only for ratings but for the fathers and stuff. And also it's interesting too that when you look at Truman in that shot when he's hugging his father, he's not emotional for like the first 5 seconds, and then he becomes emotional because he's trying not only to process it, but he's thinking like, okay, this is bullshit, but I have to play my part just as much. You know, he doesn't know what part it is that he's playing, but he knows he has to play something.
There's like something inside him that
It's like
like
muscle
feels wrong
memory,
as
you
well.
know?
Exactly, yeah. But other than that as well, there's also the baby aspect that like they
baby?
keep they
Trying to
keep
get pregnant.
yeah, exactly. Like the wife's like, oh yeah, I'm hoping I want to have a baby and everything. And Truman, of course, like he wants to leave.
He wants to get some milk.
Literally,
He wants to get some milk prematurely.
1 year in advance.
It's like, hey, I want a baby. Okay, honey, hold on, I'm just gonna go get some milk, and then never shows up again.
I'm
Yo,
getting
but-
milk for the baby. Don't
No, but
worry.
also think about like how fucked that is, though, right? Like, imagine if they actually went along with it. Like, you're impregnating the actress
Live.
for
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yo,
it's
live
true.
porn,
Yeah, they said it as well that it's gonna be the
first
first
conception.
Conception.
Exactly.
Because Truman was born already when the show started.
What?
No, he wasn't
He was
born.
in the
He
show
was
started.
in the womb.
he was in,
He
the,
was in the
womb.
womb. It's worse.
Yeah,
But then that would be.
there was a
this wouldn't
camera
be-
in the. Yeah, bro. Don't you remember that shot
like-
where you see
Yeah,
him
yeah.
in the
There was
Because
apparently one
Christoph's
point-
kept on saying it's gonna be the like when Truman has a kid, it's gonna be the first on-air conception. But
It's-
then Truman's
conception?
birth-
No, but
Oh, conception as okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I said I figured out something else. Okay, it's good. Yeah,
No, but that's smart.
But
too
live
as well.
porn
Like,
exists.
it's live porn. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
bro. It's,
live. Oh shit! It's just
live, right,
right,
now,
but
me and
okay,
you.
I understand that, but like you don't actually. The goal isn't to like conceive a child like when you're having like when you're watching a porn video. Like it's just like for the pleasure.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
No,
saying. It's like you're still watching people. Like,
Yeah,
what does
of
he mean
course.
by conception? Does he mean
I don't think
that
you
you
actually
see-
see them acting, like not acting, but like actually doing it. But I think it's
Do it.
more the fact that like you know
it's
it
just gonna
happened
be
and it's
outside the
like-
door and you're just gonna hear a bunch of creaking and moaning?
Yeah,
we'll be right back after the break.
No, they can't even because it's 24/7.
it's live, bro.
It's all live. It's all out
They
there.
They're
close the
gonna blur
door.
out.
They close the door, and there's just like a ton of ads on the door that you watch for like
Oh
30
my
minutes.
God.
There's like a
and you
Coke-
hear the fucking
what is it?
noises and shit.
There's
Oh,
the
God.
beer ad on Truman's ass.
Yeah,
the
they-
wife just spanked it on him.
Yeah, they
Marlon
do.
comes
fucking
by and
car
goes
hoods.
like, "Hey, brewski!" It's like,
Brewski, bro, brewski.
He brings more brewskis. Oh, let me join.
What is going? It's going wrong in the bedroom. Oh, guys, brewski. He can't get hard. Brewskis, bro.
This'll help.
Try Trojan condoms.
or like they start, yeah, like Viagra's and shit.
They make
Yeah,
their
it's
own
like-
condoms. It's like
It's
the
like, did you
German
bring?
ass condoms.
It's like, Truman, did you bring condoms? Yeah. Oh no, I forgot some. It's okay. You can use the Trojan condom.
The Truman condom.
Trojan condoms. Very sensational for both men and women. It's like going on and
Who are you
on.
talking to?
Comes in.
I love that.
It's like,
scene
and
as
then
well.
and then while arguing, he loses his heart on. So then it's like, damn it, I'm not hard anymore. It's okay, honey. Here, take some Viagra.
You want some hot chocolate from? Oh fuck! I can't read. I forgot how to read.
Stupid.
Why does Christoph want to make a perfect life for Truman?
Because he's a fascist. We're going back to that. Fuck.
Oh man, I think to a certain point, Christoph treats Truman like as if he's his own child, almost.
So do you think Christoph is Truman's dad?
Oh
I
my
don't think
God.
he's his
Nah, he wouldn't.
dad. No,
'Cause he tried to kill
the
him
only
at the
reason
end.
why, no, the reason
Going
why
all the way.
I'm pretty sure he's not his dad is because like his dad in the show that we see
Is the actual dad?
is I believe he's his actual dad because he came
No, I
back
don't
to see
think
him.
I don't think
Came
so
back
either.
to see him.
No,
No,
he
as
was
a
homeless
he was
man.
an orphan. He was
He
an
came
orphan.
back
There
to
was
see him
5
as a
orphans.
homeless man.
No. 5 orphans. 5 orphan kids.
Yeah.
That were separated from, I think, birth. I'm not even sure, but all 5, and whichever one would be, what is it, like first movement? I don't know what the fuck the narrator said.
They were gonna pass like
Auditions,
auditions, you know.
whoever came
Yeah.
out, whoever
It was-
came out first,
Yeah.
like on time.
Yeah.
And Truman was premature.
Exactly.
Okay, but sorry. What's the point of what?
He doesn't have like the father's not the actual father.
Wait, but how does that connect to?
No, what he's saying is that the father's not the actual father,
He's
so
just an
therefore,
actor.
like we don't know who the father is. But like my theory is that it might be Christoph, but I don't know. It might also not because he's not very sympathetic to.
I don't think so.
But then again, he goes out. At least he plays a role as a surrogate father.
In a way.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
in a
explain
way,
to me
yes.
why the
But I have a different.
actor
But I have a
father.
different. I have a different idea as to why Christoph did it. But go ahead.
Okay, but like yeah, explain to me why the actor father like came back like
Because he wanted the role.
Exactly. Like he
He didn't
cut him
like.
off.
He said he didn't like the way they ended the story with
Yeah.
him.
So
He said that
decided to-
himself?
Backstage
Yeah, he's
politics, you know.
he's like when they were interviewing him, it's like, oh, what do you think? Why did the father come back? It's like, well, he snuck onto set, and the actor was pretty disappointed that
He
of
was
the way
written off.
the
Yeah.
way he was written off. Like you see him even in a clip as he's like washed away. He stomps his head
Yeah.
in the water. He's like shit
during his death scene.
during
Yeah.
his death scene.
crazy.
What about you, Nishan? What do you think?
Well, because he keeps on saying like because it's because of his personal views from like on the outside world. Like he keeps on saying, "I've built you this perfect world because outside is shit." It's like dystopic in a way. So I think he wants to protect him from the
So he
hard
wants to make it-
realities.
I don't think that. Well, I personally don't think that's necessarily the case.
yeah.
Then
Well,
what is it?
I think in my opinion, he's trying to play God.
Oh.
Yeah, that.
Well,
that
he's on the moon.
But also, yeah, like it's his creation. Exactly. It's like he doesn't want to lose his creation. He likes the fact that he gets, like.
But
he
even look
started
at
this
his
project
name.
like the-
Look at his name, Christoph. Right? It's derived from
Christ.
from Christ, right?
Yeah.
But the difference is he's not a savior. He's God, right?
He's
And
God
some of the ideas that God, like Jesus is like the manifestation of God onto earth.
Yeah. yeah.
So
The one
technically, Truman is Jesus. Is that
He's
what you're
30.
saying?
No. I'm saying that Truman.
If
I'm saying that
Christoph
Truman
God-
is a character within Christoph's world.
Okay, but if Christoph is God, who is
He-
Truman?
Truman is like,
He's literally the
Yeah.
man in the sky. Like he speaks to him from the fucking clouds.
And
at
then
the end of the
God.
movie.
he's like,
yeah, yeah.
he's like, wait, Truman, and then goes,
Who the fuck is that?
and then Truman hears that he goes.
He plays
But
the role of God.
See, he plays the role of God, but I think it's also like he didn't. Do you think he wanted his world to end?
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's a business. There's no end to it.
Exactly. Exactly what I was gonna say. Like
But if you think about it, it's the perfect ending. He finds
For
out,
Truman, yeah.
for the audience, yes. For Truman, yes.
For business, no.
But for business, no.
What are you
at all.
saying? Look how The Office is still profitable to this day. People still. Like,
And you don't think they would have been more profitable if they kept going?
who The Office?
Of course.
No,
Well, The Office, it's not Truman because Truman was like the concept.
because
is
now they don't
entirely
have to
different.
produce it. Now they don't have to produce it anymore. Now people can go back and watch it. They just post it on like.
But imagine
on
you create a
Peacock
product
or something.
that you're selling
For
right?
30 years.
and you sell it for 30 years, and then you just end it. You don't. You,
But-
you
but-
think you're still gonna make?
But you're still
profit?
gonna move merch. Truman can still do shows, and because he's still owned by that company, right? Legally speaking.
Well,
And
yeah, he
it's
is
true.
fucked.
It's
He
true.
says-
He's
says
adopted,
it's
he was
fucked.
adopted.
Yeah.
He was adopted by the company,
a
right?
corporation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was adopted by the corporation, so he's going to stay as like
Well,
a
technically-
But
cash cow
actually-
for that. Now he can go out and do interviews for the rest of time.
They're
He's the
gonna
most famous
milk him,
man on the
bro.
planet.
Well, to be honest,
Yeah,
if
but
you
he's
look
not
at it,
gonna
he
do
can
it
always.
anymore
well,
because he
he-
doesn't want to. He's an adult, and the company doesn't decide what he does with his time anymore, right? Because he's an adult. If he was adopted, once you're 18, you can move on.
So
with your life.
since 18, they've been trying hard to keep him. in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they couldn't lose him.
Oh my God. Yeah.
If
But
you-
they're still going to move the merch.
I mean, look, like the people.
There's
The
who-
merch is still owned by the company,
sure,
right?
but
Yes,
like
of
imagine
course.
you
So-
had the
they're
still
merch
gonna have
with
the
the
name.
show.
But I'm saying if you can still have Truman, let's say, going out and doing interviews and stuff, and the show's still gonna be big. Like The Office is still a really big
Dude,
show.
how
It
are you
still
gonna get
moves-
Truman to go and sit down at interviews.
He's never gonna do that.
He's never gonna do that,
Like
bro.
the trauma.
How do you
He
know
wants
that?
to be- no, because he wants to be himself.
Really, bro?
Like
How
the
do you
whole
know that?
movie represents that he wants to be himself.
He wants to
be
fuck off to
who
Fiji.
he actually
Yeah,
is.
man, and not this in this scripted reality that they put him in.
Yeah, but I'm saying like he's gonna go on like talk shows and stuff like that. That's what I mean.
I don't think so.
Still,
But
bro. Like
I still think he would do.
I
He would
think
do
he
interviews. He would do talk shows and stuff. I think he would.
Some,
he
but
would
not
still,
at the
he
beginning.
would go out there and he wouldn't have any fucking money. So
he lived
would-
an
would-
entire life of like what celebrities live like, except without him actually having that like the free will or like the knowledge of what the fuck's happening. You really think he wants to dive back into that world and like express like what he was going through instead of just living his own life?
He might not have a choice though.
That's
'cause
the
he's,
thing.
He's
But
a-
how?
He's literally the
he's a
most famous
celebrity.
man. He's literally the most
anywhere
famous man
he
on the
goes,
planet.
he's gonna be recognized. You know.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
true.
But
Like-
what if he
That's
fucking
Like,
like
he
he fucks
really-
off at an island that nobody knows? You
That's
know?
the thing. That's what he needs to do to.
Exactly.
It's the only option, and it's weird because
Right,
he ends
that's
up
what he
again
can't-
isolated again.
But he can't just fuck off to any random island. Like
Fiji.
he's just but he needs to have money before he does that,
Bro, he has the cuts, man.
and he doesn't have.
He doesn't need money. He's Truman.
Aaron, you brought an interesting point about like the people constantly watching.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
like their life is on pause. But that's another argument to the fact that like, Christoph thinks it's a dystopic world. People don't live to watch Truman. It's a shitty world, bro. Like there's nothing else going on, and it's funny.
No, it's a
because
perfect world.
Do you think they live? Do you think they live vicariously through Truman because he lives in such a beautiful?
they don't entirely live through him, but they live with him. It's like it's this like the idea of camaraderie through life.
I still believe that they live through him and not with him, though.
I feel like
because
it's a half-half.
It brings me to the last line. When the Truman Show ends and they cut the power,
Yeah.
the guy at the garage store, like
Yeah.
it's Hitchcock from
Yeah,
Brooklyn
literally.
Nine-Nine. He says, "Let's
Scully.
see what else is on." It's Scully, yeah, Scully. He says, "Let's see what else is on." For them, the moment Truman Show ended, it's like, next thing." Like they're constantly glued to their TV.
Well,
That's
exactly,
why
that's the
all
thing.
the ads.
But like,
Yeah.
why
but
do you
it's
think?
not only for Truman Show. It's like for TV in general.
Also, it's something.
entertainment,
But
distraction.
like entertainment, like they live through entertainment. Like
Oh.
they don't live their lives; they
Yeah,
live through.
like
the
Truman
TV.
was the facet of that entertainment moment,
Right.
and then when it ended, okay, on to the next one.
So now the question is like, do you think people like lived through Truman? Inside every single aspect of Truman.
There was a camera, in.
Do you think they watched Truman as he jerked off?
Probably.
Oh, 100%. Has he ever jerked off?
Does he know what that is?
100% he knows. Come on.
I'm surprised.
I doubt there's-
I'm
He's a
surprised they
guy.
would teach him about like other places in the world and how he knows about Fiji and where it is in the world, considering that,
That
they
was
want
an
to keep it
accident.
there.
But he only knows
But
about
how?
Fiji because of the dad. Because
Okay.
whenever-
But the dad said,
whenever
"Let's go to
Sylvia's
Fiji."
He didn't say not
No,
his
no,
dad.
no.
The dad who took Sylvia away. He was saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to Fiji. She's crazy. Yeah, we're going." He had to improvise something.
Yeah, but
quick.
where? How does he know where Fiji is in the world?
He had a map when he actually got away. Like right before he got away, when he was in his basement like sleeping, you can actually see a map while what's his face? Like his best friend was
Marlon.
like Marlon. When he was like Marlon was like actually trying to check up on him and everything, and you can see a map right in front of the closet.
Oh, and then he
I
pulls it
remember
up.
now.
Yeah,
I remember
exactly.
now. Actually, it was because of when he was a kid and he was in class and said he wanted to be an explorer. And then the
Yeah.
teacher said, "There's nothing to explore. Everything has been explored in the world already." So he probably took the map from there. Okay, that
But
makes sense.
that's how they actually started like making him like
I mean, I doubt he took the map from there. But I'm
calm
just
the
saying,
fuck
like,
down
yeah.
to
Well,
not
maybe
leave.
because why would they need more maps in that town if they want to prevent him from exploring, right?
Because it's a normal town. They need to act like completely normal.
Truman needs to be normal for the
But
audience.
there-
He goes through school. He goes through this. He goes through.
But they're still
marriage,
controlling his
you know?
life,
But-
right?
yeah.
So the reality that they set up for him is going to be different for the others, just so that they make sure that he stays there. So
Yeah,
they're
but-
gonna prevent, like they're not gonna teach him
I
everything.
mean, I understand what you mean, and like,
Yeah.
it's an interesting idea because they built like of their creative choice to put Truman into a realistic world. Because in like if Christoph was really fucked up, I mean, let's admit it, he is fucked up for doing this. But if he really wanted to take it to the next step further, he could have created a totally different environment. He could have put Truman in like
Solitude.
in an alien spaceship.
He could have
Yeah.
put him in like gladiator moments, you know,
Or in a
like
fucking
sword and
jungle.
sandal times, you know, to make him
Yeah.
believe he's living in Roman times,
Yeah,
and to
sure,
make that
sure.
into a live show. There, this
Yeah.
guy lives in Roman times,
Yeah.
doesn't
And he
know he's
thinks-
in 2030.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be that would have been messed up. Actually.
You know, so they've been cruel to him with a sort of kindness to give him, because like Truman, when he's gonna leave this dome, he knows how to live. He knows the maps. He knows like real Earth, you know.
Yeah.
But imagine if they did that to him, that would have been 10 times more fucked up. Imagine getting out from there and then you see cars and all this shit. You know.
Where are your horses?
Yeah. Where's my carriage, sir?
Where are thy horses?
Right here.
Milady, bring me the cup of tea. We went from Gladiator to fucking Victorian.
The connection. I just fucking realized. Okay.
My lord.
Shame.
I love how we think like Romans were so like civil back then.
Also something I noticed beforehand, I wrote this down, is like, I remember like, when Christoph got interviewed, he's like, they said, I know you value your privacy.
Yes, that's interesting. Wait, did they say they value your privacy or his time?
His
privacy.
his
Time.
privacy. Christoph's privacy, while he also deprives Truman of all of the privacy that he knows.
That's actually,
And also-
that's really messed
and also
up.
keep in mind that Truman might have a lot of, like, I heard this argument, I forget the YouTube channel like I heard this from, but they said that Truman is gonna have trouble having any form of attachment and relationships to anyone, because everyone he has ever met
Was fake.
was fake, and his best friend since he was 7 is an actor who is paid to be his best friend.
That's crazy.
His wife was paid to be
Hardcore
his wife,
PTSD, bro.
and like was acting just to be his wife, just to sell products on TV.
So is it a happy ending?
No. For him, yes.
Ish.
But like I think
What kind of
like
life
at
is
the
he gonna live
start.
after? You know.
Honestly, I don't think like in
It's
Yes,
a
they were
gray
actors.
ending. It's a very gray ending.
yeah, but they were actors, sure. But I think if anything, it might actually come a bit to an advantage. The fact, because I feel like he would go into the real world not caring too much about connections, because he probably feels like he's gotten enough of them.
But the only connection
So-
he has is Sylvia at that point.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's the only person he would care about. So other people that would want to be involved in his life, if they don't already know him from the show, I feel like because he doesn't care too much about making those types of connections, he's not going to. It's not going to hurt him as much if he's not going to be able to make those connections. And the fact that he doesn't care that much, if anything, will make it easier, because normally like, I mean, this applies more to like relationships, but like if you're not like trying too hard, or if you're not being like, I guess, too involved in a person's life, normally that would make them come back to you more, you know?
Yeah.
So that's sort of how, the way I see it. So for me, it doesn't have like that much of an impact.
It all
But
depends
it's an
on his
interesting.
mindset.
No, I think
Yeah.
it does, bro. Like, because keep in mind, anytime Truman had a problem, who did he turn to?
His mom.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know, his best
Marlon.
Marlon. Right
And
away.
it turns out Marlon is fake. He's
Not
not.
true.
He's not even real. You know. Oh, brewskis! Like every fucking 2
Okay,
seconds.
but speaking
Like,
of
it's
guys,
just-
I think we should crack one, no?
Literally a trial.
but these guys, okay, but to be fair, like these guys they're actors, but they're acting
Are they
off
still
of
cold?
real.
Yeah, let's go.
They feel
Are they
cold.
still?
Yeah, they're cool. Oh, I don't want them good.
Wow,
what a bitch.
safety boy.
I know, I'm a bitch.
Okay.
Just to finish this point that I wanted to make, because yeah, these guys are actors, but they react on.
No. What are you putting?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I
bro?
just no.
The brewskis, man.
Brewskis, bro.
Bleh.
But the reactions that they give are still realistic reactions to how your friends would actually treat you. So it's not like he was
Yeah,
being
they're
treated
still-
like an alien, or like
Well, it
he was
depends.
he was
It
being given
depends.
like for example, dude, if I came out of my way to ask you about problems that I've had, or anyone here, honestly, like you guys would help me.
Yeah.
What we have is genuine.
Mhm.
They were acting, but it's not like the treatment he was getting wasn't alien.
But I saw it depends of the mindset he was in. If he was in the mindset of like trying to, like, he's pressing X to doubt everything, it would be Christoph talking through the actors.
Right.
When he's like in a normal chill day, and because they keep tabs on him, you know, and if they know it's a normal day, then okay, like they might give the actors some freedom to improvise a bit. you
Oh,
know?
100%. But
You know,
at
so I
the
guess
same
it
time-
depends of the circumstances. There must have been real moments, like just like when his best friend says, like, if everything's fake, then I'm fake too. You know, I think that was
Mhm.
improvised. You know, it felt
No.
No,
The whole
Christoph was
the whole thing.
scripted.
Here was scripting it.
Yeah. Remember,
Well-
he was in
Oh,
these
shit.
here. He was telling him the lines.
for that
Yeah.
for that section too.
Yeah. You see that specifically. Like, he's talking, and I remember watching him like, wow, is he actually being genuine now? And then it cuts to Christoph repeating the lines that he's saying. And it was like, oh, fuck, man. Even that's scripted.
I had a flash of that. I didn't forget. I forgot that. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's messed up.
Cheers.
Fuck, sorry. Cheers.
To the Shade Cinema podcast.
To the Shade Cinema podcast.
Cheers.
Oh, so kawaii!
The fuck is this? Now that's a beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have blue. Please try this at home.
What is the message of the movie?
Fate? No, what the fuck am I saying?
Well,
Faith?
Because I was thinking of I was thinking of like God and like how he is like the creator of the world and shit.
Truman
and, like, I was
is God.
relating it to religion, and I'm like, wait, that's not the fucking message. Never mind.
Truman has challenged Christoph to God.
Okay, wait. What do you think?
Well, I had two different meanings. Well, the first one was like, via our senses, a reality is perceived, but via our thoughts, a reality is understood.
Vire?
No, yeah.
Via.
VIA, like the
Oh,
train
via.
line.
Like, via the senses, Truman perceives the created world, the fake world, and via his thoughts, he can only understand it. Because, like, he doesn't completely understand where he is until the hints.
Until the very end, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But and then the second thing I wrote down was, you know how films, like in whatever films you watch, the protagonists always end up being saved, or a certain character gets that last moment saved. But it's always like an exterior force that saves them. But in this case, it's Truman who has to dive deep into his own film.
Like exterior forces. I mean, it's not always the case. Like, are you saying like protagonists don't fulfill their destinies, or like
no, they do. But like I'm just talking like a caricature, like a
I'm just trying to understand like
a
what you're trying to say.
imagine like a baby's in the cart, and then there's a car coming, someone ends up saves the day, you know, something
Okay.
typical like that. But in this case, like, it's someone's doing the act to save, but in this movie it's Truman saving himself in a way.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
have the
I
courage
haven't
to
heard
save
that
yourself.
I haven't heard that one before, so.
Well, do you think it's because of other people trying to intervene?
Well,
Like,
they
Sylvia
sent him,
intervening? And,
they sent him the hints
Mhm.
to make him like snap,
But I don't think, like...
and then he wakes, and then he has to take the steps, fight his fears, and then, you know, take the boat.
Yeah.
But that's
Saving
what
himself.
I think, like... I don't think they meant to actually send them the hints. Like, especially, like, whenever there was the nuclear power plant, like, the problem with the nuclear power plant and everything.
Oh, and the guy said,
And the guy said, okay, thank you, Truman.
Yeah.
And the cop doesn't even, like, shouldn't even know who he
Truman
actually is.
yeah.
But
They're
It was
not
a
sticking
slip
to
up.
the script.
I think it's pretty simple. It's a movie about fear and conquering fear,
Yeah.
but it's a bit deeper than that. So it's like, I wrote a bunch of stuff. It's like the show keeps Truman's life predictable to keep the predictable flow of his life, to keep the show in a predictable way, for them to act in a predictable manner.
okay.
They try to keep his life on a routine, on a predictable set of a path. As soon as he begins deviating, the show becomes untenable. There's no more, how can I put this? There's no more
Like a
routine for them to follow,
Yeah.
because Truman is essentially breaking his chains.
yeah,
Also,
Because the other people don't know actually what they're supposed to do in the end as well. Like the different reactions that you get from the wife, you get different reactions from all of the staff.
yeah.
To be honest.
She
And
starts
also-
spamming ads.
Yeah.
Also, it focuses a lot on safety. So the dangers that Truman faces is because of his unpredictable nature. When he's predictable, that's when he is safe.
so
Operating with fear of unpredictability keeps Truman safe, but operating in an unpredictable environment makes sure that Truman is living a more risky-esque life.
But
It's
do you
there's more
think
risk
that
involved.
do you think that safety is mostly because of Truman himself, like he perceives that safety, or it's going to be more safety
Christoph
towards,
setting it up.
Yeah.
like the extras.
No, but
I think it's the safety for so that the show itself does not get compromised.
Okay.
But I wanted to. This is exactly the point I wanted to make about the show, because like from the message I got from it, like outside of like like how like what we learned from this movie from our own lives is that like exactly like you said, that when you're in a comfortable like area in your life, when you're in a safe zone, constantly repeating patterns, and you notice that there's nothing going on with your life, like there's nothing negative that's coming to you because you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
Like you live like a smooth life, but you never accomplish anything, and that you can only accomplish things if you take big steps, big leaps in your life, and you start noticing these negative impacts. Whenever you start heading towards storms, that's when you know that the outcome is going to be better for you. You're going to have a better step forward in your life, you know? So that's the message I got from it. Every time he would step out of line, they would always try to redirect him. Mm-hmm. But like what we can take from that is that we have to take those types of steps in our lifetime in order to move forward with
It's also talks about how a lot of times the fear is it's not a very direct fear, it's an indirect fear. Like the fear that people will give to you in terms of like, okay, be afraid of this, be afraid of that. It's rarely something that people enforce by force. It's always something they coerce you to do. Like it's always coerced. Like everything, they never force. They rarely, if ever, force him to comply. It's always like a backhanded, low down the low kind of thing. It's like, for example, when he was like, "Oh, I want to go to Fiji," he's like, "Why would you want to go to Fiji?" It's like, "Oh, it's very beautiful here." He's not like, "You're not going to Fiji." It's never like that. It's why do you want to go to Fiji? And like his wife is like, "Oh, you want to go to Fiji? Go ahead."
It's not even from that as well.
But
like let's say just him running away from the cops after the nuclear power plant and everything. Like he was just trying to run away. Usually, literally everybody would get in handcuffs. They would go to like at least like
jail,
nighttime jail and everything, like at least for a day. He just got off with a warning. Only reason why is because he's the main attraction of the show.
But
that would have made a special episode.
Yeah, for doing what exactly?
They needed them. Sorry?
What did he do?
So after the police officer said, "Oh, no problem, Truman."
Oh,
so he realized it, and he
okay,
decided to jump out of the car and just get away. But it's all like, as you said, it was all fear based and everything as well. But there's a little other hint to it as well for some reason, but I don't know why my brain's not working today, so I can't even find it.
It comes back to like what Christoph had said. We accept the reality of the world with which we are presented. He said that during the interview, and I'm like, damn, got it right.
Yeah,
that's gonna. Answer
he also said he can leave at any time. So it ultimately comes.
That's bullshit.
It comes down to Truman. No, but it comes down to Truman's.
That's his politically correct answer.
But like, keep in mind, right?
Literally.
Keep in mind, right? Like, he can leave at any time. They said, right? You say it's politically correct jargon, right? But they could have had him kind of, they could have made him kind of give up at the end there with the storm. But after a while, when he stood his ground and maintained his strength, they just let the storm go and they just let him hit the wall.
Of course, because they realized that.
And it's like
the only way to actually stop him is to kill him. Truman said it as well.
Yeah.
Like he's like, "Oh, like you need to kill me. Is that all you got? You would have to kill me."
Yeah,
like,
it's also something that someone made this point. They said that Truman hitting the wall with his boat is like him literally crashing into reality.
Oh, that's very nice.
That's very nice. Yeah.
So
when he was like feeling, when he was like touching the wall, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like the first thing I'm feeling."
That's why he was trying to break into reality. Like he was trying to get it. Also, I don't understand that
staircase and the exit, dude. That's such a beautiful shot. It's like a staircase to heaven, almost.
Literally.
And you have like the exit sign when you open.
I wrote a quote which was, "To be fearful is to be a prisoner. To be brave is to be free." So essentially, he had to become brave in order to become free of his shackles. Mm-hmm. So him being fearful kept him in an almost literal cage.
Well, it kept him in like a loop.
Well, Christoph's argument was he prefers his cage. He said it like that. If he was like if his was more than a vague ambition, if he was absolutely determined to discover the truth, there's no way we could have prevented him. He prefers his cell, and maybe you don't want to accept that. Christoph was saying that, and that's the selling, well, the marketing to the, like, that's how he sells the idea to keep Truman there.
So his idea is that basically Truman would enjoy that
comfort, that
cell.
Beautiful world. That
And that's why I think that if someone else was in that position, maybe they would have kept on going with the show.
100%.
Because probably in Christoph's mind, he was thinking that like he's living in a perfect like first world country, and him exiting that his reality that he created for him is like entering a third world country that he hasn't seen, because for everyone the grass is always greener on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and that's why like the idea of the dystopian world where the real life is dystopia and the what is actually dystopic is the utopia.
Yeah.
I heard the YouTube.
YouTube.
YouTube. And you know what you should do on YouTube?
Subscribe to the Shade Cinema.
Subscribe to the Shade Cinema podcast.
Do it.
Yeah, you fucking bitches, do it right now. If you don't fucking do it right
Shade
now,
Cinema
I'm gonna come
podcast,
over to your house and I'm gonna do it fucking for you. And I don't think you want me at my house. At my house?
At my house.
What are you gonna do to yourself, man?
I'm gonna subscribe to the Shade Cinema podcast. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's not a threat, by the way. He's
No,
just
it's a
being
threat.
polite.
No, it's a threat.
Aaron Beligas Luzai. Subscribe to the Shade Cinema podcast, motherfuckers. Do it now.
So
I
hold on,
just
hold
wrote
on.
something like dehumanization. I don't remember like what I wanted to go on. I don't know if you guys like it makes you think.
That
of
makes
something.
sense.
Like there,
Like,
because,
well, okay, yeah.
Two main themes like privacy and dehumanization. Because at a certain point, like Truman has become a commodity. Therefore, like the people like who were cheering him on in a way, it was hard to say because the crowd are also guilty. I think.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But
The
there's
watchers are
there's
guilty.
A lot of watchers, like Sylvia, as you can see in her room as well, you can actually see that Truman rally. I think there was like a date as well.
There's
and
like a
everything.
little small movement that rebels against this show, the
Exactly,
concept.
because like they actually found
there's
out
good
like
left.
Yeah. It's like that shitty movie Nerve. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's a shitty.
we don't
movie.
watch shitty movies over here in this
No,
podcast.
this is the Shade Cinema podcast, motherfucker.
Subscribe to the Shade Cinema podcast.
So yeah, that was my last time.
So okay, that's a good point though. Like they commoditized him. Commoditized.
They made him into a product.
Commoditized him. They made him into a product.
They comment him.
No.
Lick it.
I couldn't fucking reach. me cleaning up the cum on my bed.
Shame. You're back. What did you say?
Me cleaning up the cum on my bed.
Oh, I thought you said on your back.
Yeah, with the hot chick.
Yo, Christoph is sending him bitches one
honest-
after the other. you know?
Actually, the
That's
last girl was actually fucking hot.
Yeah, the one who's
Well,
gonna work
yeah,
next door.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
damn, bro,
yeah.
I don't think I want to leave.
But I think that's the only hot girl. I don't think
Wait,
you're
sorry.
not allowed to talk.
Oh,
You have a girlfriend.
Thank you.
She
Were
literally
they?
says like 3 words.
No, hold on a second.
Wait.
Were there different girls?
Yeah. There was
didn't notice.
Sylvia. There was
Sylvia,
his
yes.
wife.
But
Meryl.
Sylvia was never meant to be with him.
But
Exactly,
they
but
were
like-
gonna write off Meryl because they saw like the marriage wasn't working out. They were gonna write her off, divorce her, and then bring the new chick that
Yeah.
is work. And they did bring her at
Get
the
a fucking
office,
baby with her.
and like she was all like,
You know-
no,
You know the reason why they actually wanted to write her off and everything? Because she was
Oh, yeah, yeah.
right before that scene. She was like crying. She was like,
This is
"Somebody
so
please
unprofessional.
help me!" And
this is
everything.
so unprofessional.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. so
Oh, the one
she most
with
probably
the
like
thing.
decided to quit.
That was like,
Yeah, with the
Oh,
potato. That's why the
shit.
potato peeler is there.
dude. Honestly,
And you can
they
buy
look,
that potato peeler at Shade Cinema.
I don't. Yeah.
they look so
No,
familiar.
no.
They look so similar that like I thought they were the same person. I literally thought it was one woman. The whole time.
That's racism right over there.
no, but like
That's
maybe.
Ross East.
Racist right over there.
But
man.
again, maybe,
And
but maybe that was done on purpose as well, though, right? Because they wanted to.
They gotta
No.
push
Thank you.
blonde hair.
Thank you. No, but like Christoph wanted
That's
to
also
always
true.
send
Fascism.
him the ideal
Typical
woman,
Americans.
right?
Okay.
He's German.
Why?
bro.
Because she's white.
Yes, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Please don't catch me.
Odd and racist
No, but like
confirmed.
the ideal woman, right? Like he wanted to. You
blonde
don't
with blue hair.
Exactly.
Blonde, I mean,
Oh my god, no.
Blonde eyes with blue hair.
blonde with blue eyes. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why Christoph is German. He's a fascist. He's a Nazi.
He does look like a. He looks like it as
fucking
well.
Nazi, bro.
Yeah,
And
he
then when you
looks
saw
like
him,
it as well.
when you saw
Okay,
him working
anyways,
it out with
anyways.
a brunette,
He
he's
doesn't
like,
want
fuck
to.
that.
He doesn't want to fucking.
What do you mean? The fucking
all
new
of this out.
coworker was brunette.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I know she was hot as shit though. Only hot girl.
I mean, you're getting
Well,
set
didn't
up
you
with
just
him.
say that
Yeah.
that Sylvia was hot?
No, I like
You-
Sylvia's nose. That's it.
Sylvia?
Sylvia's nose.
I don't like her name.
You don't like your cheekbones, bro?
Sylvia.
Sylvia is like an old woman's name.
That was my English teacher.
Old woman.
Sylvia.
Fuck.
The realization is like,
There were two of them. There was the receptionist too.
Yes,
Remember
yes.
that
I
first?
fucking hated both of them.
My final question is thoughts on the show. Or not thoughts on the show, but thoughts on the movie.
Fucking amazing. Oh, I meant the beer. The movie was actually fucking good. I really liked it the second time that I watched it. So, there was like a lot of like small hints, as I was saying, like the first time watching it and the second time watching it, you can actually see the extras and the actors like acting completely differently. Like whenever you guys watch it like multiple times, just look at those little like, try to analyze the movie a little bit more, just to figure out what is actually happening. Like especially whenever you know that Truman is in a simulation. Yeah. What
So
about
as a
you,
first
Auden?
time watcher, Auden, what do you think?
it was definitely very intriguing. For me, I didn't get like the surprise of it that much because I knew from the get go that it was gonna be a show about someone stuck in like some sort of reality, like in his own reality. Sorry, no, but I found it like very cool how they like incorporate like this whole world, like, and how you find out eventually like how they actually created a huge ass fucking dome just for the show, and how they've been running it for 30 years. They have a whole crew making sure that everything's going according to plan and stuff, and how Truman reacts within that space, within that creation, and it makes you question definitely like a lot of things. And it's cool too because it's like you're watching people watching someone through a screen that you're watching through a screen as well, so it's like
Sorry to cut you off right away as well. How many people do you guys think
Was in the town?
was in the town?
Probably-
like I'm saying like not only the town but like producers.
Thousands.
thousands.
The production crew. You
the
mean?
production crew. You have the extras. You have everybody.
Don't forget the little Chinese workers, like doing the merch. You know, the t-shirts and the sweatshops.
Holy
Also
fucking
don't
shit.
forget the
I was not expecting that.
also
They
don't,
are part of the production.
also don't forget the amount of steel that they used to build that fucking dome. Because keep in mind they have to make a big ass town.
Yo, actually, oh my.
The amount of space that shit. took.
Apparently, you can see it through space. It doesn't fucking make sense. How big does that need to be?
Well, first of all, like, how the fuck did they even get the budget to make that in the first place? Because the show hadn't started.
30
Chances
years.
are-
he said it
there was
started with one
many views.
camera.
Exactly, it started with one camera.
Yeah,
but
in
there
the
was
womb.
So many views. No,
They
apparently
They said
the
his
whole fucking-
they said his birth gave like had the rating of was seen by 1.7 billion people.
That's
Oh,
fucked.
yeah, Jesus
That's
Christ.
fucked. That's 1998. That's one
Fifth,
1/5, 1/6.
1/6.
Yeah.
Fucking hell,
Yeah.
I mean, it
the
comes
world.
to show how
No, it's-
boring their life must be to
bro.
all watch a
literally-
video.
No,
of a
1.7 billion
birth.
is like
Imagine how
1/3, 1/4.
Well, what was
imagine
the
how
population?
That's
fucking
fucked.
bloody it must be to
Bro,
to see
imagine
someone
people
give
from like
birth.
fucking Afghanistan watching that the Truman Show.
From the perspective of the extras and the characters like that were part of the script as well. So there's also the question of them. Yes, they're getting paid a shit ton, but they're living their whole lives with 30 years they spent on set. So that also, like, the question also comes with it, like, but how, like,
Bro,
How
the
do they
amount
get
of
paid?
pay
No.
that they would get.
right?
Oh
but
my
if,
god.
if you're from the get go, your contract tells you that you are, you have to be living
5
the
years,
rest
let's
of
say.
your life on set, and you get paid all the money you want. What the fuck are you gonna do with that money?
Bro,
so to
free home,
to what extent?
free water, free
You're
food.
not staying at the home of your choice, bro. You're on set constantly. So at one point, is it worth to make that much money if you're sacrificing
100%.
all your life, bro?
100%.
But you don't have
100%. Are
you
you
don't,
kidding me?
dude. Listen,
There
you're
must have been off seasons though.
how
No, I doubt.
how man?
Because you see the
You're living on the town.
Yeah, you're right.
Beginning,
You're
how
right.
The, film,
You're right.
The movie started.
No. Think. What was his best friend's name again?
Marlon.
Marlon. Marlon had a month off because he had pneumonia. Because he had pneumonia.
When did he say that?
While he was talking to Truman,
Oh yeah,
and
it's
when
true.
they were
You
actually
said-
sitting down.
Like, remember when
So-
I had like we did that, and we had and I
I got pneumonia. Yeah, that was his
and
time
he had
off.
a month off from school and shit. So like that was his actual time off. That's fucking nuts.
Because the actors at the beginning of the show say, working on set, it's a lifestyle. So there must be, like, for them to do that interview means they are out of the set.
But keep in mind, they become like world
Permanence.
famous superstars, basically.
Oh, especially
Right,
Marlon, bro.
And then they just get written off eventually, and
But like, do you think that at that point, I personally don't think that they're living a life better than Truman. Honestly,
Do you guys
Probably
think-
not. Probably not.
you're making so much money. Sure, but what the fuck are you spending it on? Do you have any freedom at like whatsoever?
No, but Truman wasn't.
you're
making
on
any
the
money.
schedule of
That. Oh, okay. Sorry, you were.
I'm talking about the extras of the other characters, because like all your time is being devoted to the production.
Yeah, but
and
like
the
if you're
production determines what.
if you're just an extra, right? All they would have to do is just train. If they can cycle out extras.
yeah, you're disposable. That's like
Yeah, okay.
Certain
No, but
extras.
like
You're
not
talking
all
about, like, the
extras,
main
but like
characters.
the actual characters that were
Oh.
involved with his life, bro.
Like the
Dude,
wife.
But
get-
that's their
the
life.
The wife was expected to be pregnant with Truman's fucking child.
You see, that's like the broken
That is
aspect
so
of
messed
the film.
up.
Like, there's some things that make you think, like, okay, this thing doesn't make sense. How devoted must the actors be to this cause?
I mean, man, okay, even if you're getting paid that much, bro, you're
Yeah.
living the rest of your life
Okay.
with Truman.
How much would you get paid
You're
to
trapped.
live at one place? Like, imagine.
I wouldn't
you're
accept
in-
it.
No, imagine you just live in Montreal.
Okay.
Do the same exact things over and over again every
I
single
wouldn't
day.
accept it. What's the point?
Let's
of
say
making money?
per week you're getting paid 100K.
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it.
Of course not.
But can you?
I have no
but you-
freedom.
but-
If you
I
if
don't-
you're expecting me to do the
get
exact same thing,
You get 1 month
Fuck no,
off
bro.
a year,
Fuck
which
no.
which
it's
is
even
actually
better
a
than
lot
that.
better.
You can just argue, like we said, like a lot of characters had influence with backstage politics. You can
Yes.
write your way out of there. Like you say, I'm tired with this shit. I want to divorce. Let's say you're playing the wife. Like you want to divorce Truman, get the fuck out of the show.
As the wife
And
did,
Yeah, like she said it at the end. This
Truman's
this is
gonna end
not
up having
professional.
15 wives.
Probably, and for him it's gonna be his
all of
normal.
them hot as
He
shit.
doesn't know what he doesn't know what
He's
normal
gonna be like
is.
85. He's gonna have like a 21-year-old.
Oh my god.
And that's all, folks.
but yeah, it's if you think of it from that perspective too, I think it's a bit fucked. But yeah, like you make some good points.
interesting.
But still, like I wouldn't.
It's nice.
But what do you think
Because
of
at
the
the end
movie
of the-
itself?
Yeah, the movie. It was a great movie, man. It was a great movie. I personally really enjoyed it just because it gives you a lot to think about, and you can't deny Jim Carrey's acting is
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's
It's amazing
phenomenal.
too. It's a fast-moving movie too. Like
Yeah.
like it doesn't dilly-dally around a lot.
Have you seen a Jim Carrey movie that's not good?
That's
Uh,
facts.
yeah.
Bruce Almighty.
God Almighty.
No, that's good.
Bruce.
That's a good movie.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
it's such
No,
a
no,
good
no, no.
movie.
He had so many. Oh my god. Best one, Mask.
Nice.
The
Mask.
The
I
Grinch.
remember the mask.
Grinch, bro.
Crazy.
Grinch
The Grinch
is
was
good too.
crazy.
No, but have you
no,
seen the
Mask-
mask?
Of course, I've
The
seen
Mask-
that.
That was a funny. That was
Rewatch it. You gotta make another
That was a
one.
fun. That's
Maybe coming
been
soon?
That's been years.
Maybe?
That's been years since I've seen it.
No, I'll take that as a no. Okay.
At least not
Never
right now.
enough
Yeah.
of Jim
I
Carrey
have-
movies.
Next year. Next year.
Well,
Spoiler.
I'm pretty booked until July, so
Well, actually, sorry.
Next year.
I want to mention that as well. Actually, that I found it very interesting how they fit Jim Carrey in a role like this in a movie that's like that has such a serious tone.
Which is
You know?
perfect.
It was at first I'm
it was a
like
change of pace.
because you guys told me about
Exactly.
the movie. You guys told me about the movie. I'm like, wow, Jim Carrey's in a movie
It's
like
gonna
this.
be a comedy,
But then now after watching it, I can't think of anyone else who could fit that role.
No, Jim Carrey played the role perfectly.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
hell yeah. 100%.
He played
was
the role of
amazing.
he played the role of someone who was like very
What are you talking
happy-go-lucky,
about?
very
Who are you
happy-go-lucky,
talking
but he
to?
can be very kind of
Like,
explosive.
serious.
He has an explosive style.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Nicolas Cage if he was a good actor.
Oh.
The first time I watched it was in high school, and it was interesting the concept, like how they introduced the film. The scope was like fear of technology.
Oh.
You know how like the lack of privacy, the loss of privacy with modern
Okay.
technology, and then they showed this film, and like I don't know, she was trying to draw lines or parallels.
Which
with
I
it.
said, you said fear of technology?
Well, the fear of losing privacy via technology.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
So in a way, like when you think about when the movie came out, it came out in '98. That's pre Y2K, you know, and when everyone's already doubting fucking technology and shit. This is like the perfect movie to push the fear level.
That's insane, actually.
I didn't actually think of that.
Holy
But
Fear
maybe it
of
wasn't
technology.
intended. It wasn't intended,
it's-
but the timing is perfect, you know.
Right?
So
Was your
in
teacher's
that,
name
in, that, in
Sylvia?
that point of view, it makes you fucking fear for yourself. Like, is my actual world like this? The first time, like at 12 years old, like in high school, you're like, shit, maybe this is our world. Maybe this is my life. Everyone's an actor, you know? That's what it made me think. And the second time I watched it was this week, and it was more to analyze it, but it was a... It was a fast-paced movie, like you said. They don't lose time. It's like
I
off
like
the
that.
get-go, the light falls and the doubt starts.
Exactly.
You know?
I love fast-paced movies.
And-
Like, get to the fucking point already. Like, I don't like movies
Yeah,
that
because they have a
like,
short
take-
attention span. Bro.
That's also very true.
And like it reminds me also of Dead Poet Society, because you had Robin Williams in such a serious movie, and then, like you said, you have Jim Carrey for another fucking fucked up movie, you know, which is not a comedy. Robin Williams and Jim Carrey are both comedy guys. You
What
know?
was the movie
and they-
that he was in a clown and shit? Like, he was a
Patch Adams.
Patch Adams, bro. Oh my god.
Who was?
But
Robin
Robin
Williams.
Williams. Patch Adams.
You know
need to watch that.
who
need to watch
who
that.
cameoed in that movie? Was an extra. Greg Sestero.
No fucking
I'm
way.
serious.
Wait, was that the one where he was at the funeral?
Yeah.
Oh no way. I'll have to watch that movie now.
It just seemed.
That's sick. Yeah, I've seen that clip actually.
I cannot tell you. It's
I'll
confidential.
watch that movie.
Chris, what did you think about the movie?
Yeah, what
I-
did you think?
I think it was dog shit.
Damn, okay.
Thank you all for watching Shade Cinema.
That doesn't fucking.
Okay, so I think the movie was very. It was a great movie. It's not a very psychological movie. It's very much in your face kind of thing, but it was intense. There wasn't a moment where there wasn't a minute on screen wasted.
Oh, 100% yes. I
Everything
100%
drove
agree.
a point home.
Even the advertisements.
Even the advertisements, the world described there is great. The way the world begins to fall apart is great. The way the set and the producers tried to keep Truman in the show, whether it's blocking his way, like when he went to the hospital and there was like the cards with the shelves on it, or
Mentally blocking him.
or when he was driving off and they said there was a forest fire and then they ignited like a row of flames in front of him to stop him. There was the bridge where, you know, like that was there specifically to keep him trapped. All those little things is a great way of just building up a lot of tension throughout the movie. It's like, oh, is Truman going to make it through this? Is Truman going to make it through that? And then like eventually him getting that ending. I think the ending where like when he says goodbye and everything, like when he says, if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I think that was a great touch.
100%.
But I think it ended a bit too abruptly after that. We should have seen what would have happened with,
No,
I don't think so.
No, bro.
I
No.
personally think
I understand, because there's a lot of psychology involved.
like because
with it,
I feel like at that point the movie was cut too short. At that point, like it's like, okay, well then what happens kind
I
of
don't
thing.
think
But
so.
then it kind of is just like, okay, well whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
you're
Where
right
did
with-
Sylvia go?
but she's waiting.
She ran.
She
But
knows,
it's in-
but she
she's
knows
going
where
to the-
he
But
Where
it's
is-
but
Oh, she's
thinking
going
about
to the
it,
set,
but
okay.
thinking about it now, it's kind of indicative to the same way those security guards, the way the movie ended with those security guards. It's like, okay, what's on next?
Yeah.
Oh, what else is on right now?
But that's the
Kind of thing.
That's the
But-
short attention span of a normal human being as well, whatever they're watching. So like, let's say
mass, yeah.
if you're just watching, like as you said, like a episode of The Office, and you're on TV, and you're like, oh, okay, so
Imagine-
what else
Yeah.
is on?
Yeah, but
whatever.
what I'm saying, it's like the ending. Usually when you end a TV show or whatever and it has a very deep emotional ending, you don't watch anything after that. You just like you move on.
Some
you move
people
on.
are different. Some people.
I
are
don't.
They
I
did
don't. I
move
don't. I
on.
don't.
They
I
did
don't.
move
I,
on.
I don't personally do that, but in the movie they're like it just kind of, and for us it ended just abruptly. For them they're just bored, whatever. Like, oh, what else is on? To them their lives are pretty mundane and all that.
Yeah.
But
But-
movie time, there's a lot of time. Like it was a 1 hour and a 30 minutes movie. Like they could.
But
have made
imagine,
it 2 hours.
but imagine making the
Mhm.
end credits to a show like that.
Oh, damn. Yeah,
That'd be like an hour
that'll
long.
be fucked.
Just write Truman. That's it. Finish there.
Truman and
Truman Burbank
Cole
as him.
as
Truman
himself.
Burbank as himself, and then like
literally named after a fucking city.
Marlon Brando by.
fucking
Yo,
whoever
he
fuck-
didn't get 1 penny for all the entire show. He must-
Actually,
like this
no,
day,
he can sue. He can sue easily.
Who?
Easily. Imagine.
Truman.
Okay.
Oh,
he didn't
yeah.
get paid 1 day.
Imagine-
he's been.
But he was adopted by the
Corporation. So
they're
technically,
making him
does that
live.
mean
no. So technically, he's actually getting paid from the corporation, but he doesn't know about it. So like, he
Like
would
the
need
town,
to have,
it's
like, a
the
job.
town has its own sort of self-contained economy.
Yes.
Yes.
They
Coming
do.
all from the actual corporation.
They pay stuff with
But
crypto.
it's still not real.
I don't
Back
know
in
about
nin-
that. I
In
don't know about
'98,
that.
they
Yeah.
invented crypto. I'm trying to think of actual flaws in the movie.
But there are certain like loopholes. You're like, this doesn't make much sense.
Like what?
I had one in mind when I was watching, but it flew by, right.
There's
by me
one,
right
for
now.
example, like the producers, how they're like on set literally 24/7. Like that for me doesn't make sense.
The piano
How they don't
guy. While
all
Truman's
of them.
sleeping on set, while Truman's actually sleeping, you can see on set like Christoph actually touching like the monitor,
Yeah.
And then
and you can see like the piano guy just
Oh, that was another reason why I wanted to say that
playing the
like
pianos and
Christoph,
shit.
like not that he believes, but like he treats Truman as like his own son because
Mm-hmm.
he's his own creation,
yeah.
He's
right? Going back to like his role as God.
If there's any other flaws, please
Let us
leave
know
it
in the comments.
leave it in the
Leave it in the comment section below.
Exactly.
Down below. Write down whatever
Like,
flaws you think.
You
And also,
you can leave it right over here.
Write down what you think of the movie and other observations that you have. And now we're going to move on to our rating. So there's a rating from 1 out of 4 sound effects. So the sound effects are
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
2,
I mean, it's all right. Like,
2, or
that's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Sorry,
What
which
was
one?
the third one? What was the third one again?
I don't get what the fuck that means.
it's like foodgasm.
I like that one. To be honest, I'll give it a little foodgasm. Yeah,
You'll
just a
give it
tiny
foodgasm?
little- Yeah. Just
Really?
yeah, I'll give it a tiny bit of foodgasm. Like the first time and second time watching it. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I
Like
rated-
it-
yeah.
For some reason, like it had that like sense of, I was gonna say humanity. It had like that little sense of like delight, especially whenever Truman was actually like leaving as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also sad to see him leave, especially for his audience and especially the amount of people that have watched him for 30 years. But the whole movie itself, pretty food orgasmic.
So 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I'd honestly give it a 4 out of 4 just because, like, it's not the best movie ever, obviously, but like,
obviously I need
it's
to
it's a
improve this
very
rating
beautiful-
system. But
yeah,
like,
it's
I
not
need to
the
find-
best
It's okay.
rating system. That's the thing, you know. But like, yeah, no.
But based
it
off
was a
this, I will
fantastic
improve
movie.
the rating system. After this, I'll add more sound effects.
That's
But
all he does. He just improves, especially the like button. You gotta point to the like
Oh
button.
yeah, guys. So don't forget to unsubscribe,
Hey man,
Down vote.
unlike,
Down
dislike.
vote. Do not repost on TikTok. That's the worst thing that you can actually do.
yours were 4 out of 4.
Was the goat.
That's what I'm talking about.
So what do you think, Sean?
Well, a movie that makes me like freak out, it's a 4 automatically.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking freak out like horror films that make me freak out temporarily, but a movie that makes me like fucking rethink my entire life. It's a 4 out of 4,
100%.
like instantly.
Yeah,
you know?
like I don't think it's.
I'm ready to brush up some
enough.
flaws.
I
for
feel
that.
like there was like a
Yeah.
little flaws in the movie. That's the only reason why I'm not giving it a 4
But
out
yeah,
of 4.
you can't name the flaws.
Floth. I can't fucking do the floss.
But like you see, a 4 is like for this type of movie, I'm ready to brush those flaws off and say
Okay.
it's as a completed work, it's a 4. Yeah.
Chris, what do you think?
I agree with them as well. It's like, I think if I had to choose between 3 and 4, I would say it's a 4.
Okay.
Because
Okay, so do
I
we
can't.
throw
I
Sivan
can't-
off the boat now.
No, we just have to summon a storm using our gadgets.
Fuck you.
Nobody likes me, so it doesn't matter.
If you guys enjoyed that video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel,
Ballsy.
and was really fun.
That was
I
actually
really
fun,
enjoyed it. It was a great show. I think it was pretty well structured. I think we kind of went everywhere a little bit, but that's the flow of conversation, right? It doesn't always just stay constant.
That's how people talk.
Yeah.
We're not actors.
Where are we?
Among Us.
Oh my god, bro.
I want you all to subscribe to the Shade Cinema podcast.
Yeah, so subscribe if you enjoyed the show. The next episode is actually going to be on Man of Steel. So if you guys enjoyed that movie as well, and if you guys maybe if you hated it even, because I know it's pretty divisive, wait for it. It's gonna come out in 2 weeks. I know this episode's coming out a bit earlier. I know, like last week, we posted the Mandalorian episode, which
Subscribe to the Shade Cinema podcast.
But I'm just going to edit it a lot faster so that it comes out earlier. Usually we record these on Saturdays, and I upload it the following week. But I'm gonna upload it tomorrow, so this is gonna be recorded like the day before of release. Thank you guys for watching. Good morning, and if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Hey guys, it's Sylvan from Shade Cinema Podcast. Have you ever tried chocolate, but in a fucking powdered version? Today, we actually have the Nestle Carnation chocolate. This shit is the fucking bomb, bro. Like, right.
Wash it out.
I'm fucking joking.